Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Today is Technique Tuesday and I'm actually out of town today, but I videotaped this in advance for you so that you aren't going to miss any of the techniques. And today we are going to use the stamp set Whiskey Business. So this is a new stamp set this year that's in the big catalog. I love it. It's different. Perfect for anybody that enjoys some whiskey and has some really cute sayings. So I know my son-in-law is going to love this. Also, it's really cute for Father's Day. Being a dad is whiskey business. Thought that was really clever. So today we're going to use this set. And the technique that we're going to do is called smooshing. So what I'm going to do is use some like saran wrap, and I'm going to teach you how to do some smooshing on your cardstock to make a background. So let's get started. Before we do, I want to thank you if you sent me a sympathy card. So kind. I have so many sympathy cards that were handmade. I have lots of other ones too, but so many sympathy cards that were handmade by you guys, and really appreciate it, your thoughtfulness. Also, if you notice, I have a new pin, and this came yesterday from Stampin' Up! In recognition of my $500,000 in sales, lifetime sales. And I got a nice letter from the owners saying, congratulations, and I think I owe that to you guys. So just want to say thank you for helping me through my business all these years. Actually is 20 years. In August, it was 20 years. And all your support and fun that we've had, and we will continue to have. So let's get started today. Okay, so smooshing. What is smooshing? Well, I'm going to use some, it's actually not saran wrap. This is actually that press and seal, which works fine. And I just rolled it up in a ball. And so what I'm going to do first is just take this little piece of cardstock, and this is 3x3, and going to take this cinnamon cider pad, and you just want to make sure that it's got some texture to it, and you're going to pick up the ink, and then you will smoosh it onto your cardstock. So how fun is that? It's like a kid's art class where, you know, we used to do finger painting. I love that. It's just very simple to do, and you can even add other colors. So that is going to be our background. How simple is that? And that was cinnamon cider. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to stamp a couple of these images. I'm going to use the new Stays On Saddle Brown, and the reason is because I'm going to be using the water painter. And when you use water, you don't want to use Memento ink. You actually want to use Stays On ink. I think I stated this before, but just in case you've forgotten. So I'm just going to stamp that image. That's the whiskey bottle. And then there's a glass. We'll stamp that. Okay, so there you go. And then I'm going to let that dry for a couple seconds because Stays On does stay a little bit wet. I'm going to let that dry. And then I'm going to use the last video I talked about the Memories and More cards. This is the World of Good cards. And these are the pull-offs. These are the self-stick pull-offs. And so what I want to do now is stamp a saying on one of these. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and use the Stays On ink. And I'm going to use this strip right here because this is a little bit darker brown. So I'm just going to stamp Cheers to You right there. Perfect. Now I have all my stamping done. And the next thing I'm going to do is take my cinnamon cider cardstock. So this is 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to fold this in half. This is my card base. I'm going to fold this in half. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a fun fold here. So what I did was, I don't know if you can tell, but I scored this a diagonal, and you want to measure 3.5 by 3.5. Okay, so you can maybe even see those little tick marks. I don't know for sure if you can. And then you're going to fold that down. And if you do it the same, I mean, you could do, if you wanted it smaller, you could make it 3 by 3. But if you have to make them even for it to make a square. Does that make sense? I think it does. Okay, so there's my card base. I'm going to take a piece of World of Good Designer Series paper. So this is the one that is so amazing. It is embossed with brass, but I'm going to use this side, and I'm going to put that on the inside of my card, just as a insert. Make sure I get it going the right way. There is some words on here, but you can't really read them. They're sort of just like a decorative word type thing. Okay, so that's the inside. And then I'm going to take these and cut them out right there. And I'm going to use my water painter. And I'm going to use Mango Melody ink. I put a drop or two inside the lid. And I'm going to use my water painter. And I'm going to color the whiskey. So you can see, do I go all the way down? Yeah, I think I will. And then I'm going to do the ice cubes just a little bit darker. I don't know if they should be darker or lighter, actually. I think they should be darker. I don't know. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on the whiskey bottle. It's not a whiskey bottle, it's a decanter. This color, Mango Melody, is so close to Bumblebee, I think. It's a little bit oranger, but I love this color, and believe it or not, it's not one of my normal go-tos. But gosh, now that I've been using it, it's so cool. Okay, so poof. Now, since you have your water painter, you have ink on there, you just want to give it a little squeeze, bring the water out, and clean it. Now it's ready. That little brush is ready for the next color. But boy, I did squeeze a lot of water out, didn't I? That's okay. I'll be sure not to touch that. Okay, now I'm going to take our smushed piece of cardstock, and I'm just going to layer that onto a piece of early espresso. Just like this. So you can see, hang on, you might be out of screen. There you go. And I'm going to pop these up. So I'm going to use some dimensionals on the back. Pop these up. So all my dimensionals are used up except for the edges. So next I'll be clipping the edges and using that because gosh, there's a lot of extra dimensionals there. Okay, so let's mount this onto our cardstock. Oh, and those dimensionals are very sticky. So there's a cute stamp in this set, and it's like a piece of wood or like it's this piece that makes a cool border. So like if, for example, I didn't have this smush piece, I wanted to just stamp that on there. That would make it look like it was sitting on a table, which to me is brilliant. Okay, so that being said, I am going to mount this right here. I don't want to put glue where I don't need it. There. And I'm going to pull this off. This is my cheers to you. Put this at the bottom. And now you can write your greeting on the inside. You could do, you know, a little more if you wanted to on this. I don't really think I'm going to. I think I like it just like it is. But this set is so cute. So our technique today was smooshing. And also I did this little fun fold, which actually lets you see the inside of the card. So be careful when you're writing that you don't write up here, that you keep all your verbiage down here so it's not seen on the front of the card. And I think that wraps it up for today. So happy Technique Tuesday. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.